Very insistently wanted to say good morning to everybody this morning. This is going to be the weekly reading for all star signs for the 8th of November 2021. And Tiger's giving me loads of kisses because he's very excited about saying hello to everybody. You're going to blow them a kiss. Mwah. Blow them a kiss. Mwah. Mwah. Okay, let me put him down. As you can see, Tiger is very precious. Very, very precious. Mwah. Okay, off you go. Right, so what we're going to do is a nice lot of tarot cards to have a look at the week ahead for all star signs. And then what we'll do is we'll have a look at the relationship energy coming up this week as well. So this is all about the predominant energies that are hanging around this week, usually planetary influenced. Rhonda, good morning. Well, it's not morning where you are, is it? But it's so nice to see you. Yes. I was wondering who the person was that's on. Now I know it's you. Oh, and there's another one. Oh, and another one. Gosh, you guys are sleeping. We had a thunderstorm last night. That was absolutely unbelievable. One could not sleep through it. It was like nothing else I've ever been through. Lots and lots of rain as well. It was insane but exciting at the same time. So I'm a little today. Okay, so let's see what's in store for everybody for the week of the 8th of November. Right. Nice card to start with. This card has been coming up so much at the moment that one cannot ignore it any longer. Okay, all right, that's interesting. Okay, right, guys. The planetary alignments this week kind of signal a little bit of opposition here and there from what I can see, but the cards are giving us probably a background story, which is a good deal better. Okay. Right, okay, so there I see what that was about, what the planets are talking about. So first of all, it said, Princess of Spring is basically about going after your dreams this week. This card has come up repetitively at the moment for the star signs and individual readings. It's all over the place. There's no missing it. There's really a really big push at the moment to go after something that your heart truly wants to achieve. Your heart wants to achieve. Direct words, those. Okay, so that's going to resonate with you on some level. So this is a specific something your heart truly wants to achieve. And this is the week where the energies will be around for all of you to go after that particular something. Because the Wheel of Fortune turns this week, clunk, and it goes into the next cog. And that is saying the delays are over, unexpected or sudden good luck, a new car or travel. So that probably, I would say, those are the realms where the biggest energy push is going to be. So have you been trying to do something and it's been delayed? Have you been hoping for a stroke of luck to get something off the ground, okay? Or are you trying to buy a new car? Are you hoping to travel? One of those things this week, if you give it that little push and it's something your heart really wants to achieve, this is the week that you will be achieving it, that you will be getting it. Or at the very least, that little push that you give is going to be the start of the manifestation of something your heart really wants. The Four of Spring says, okay, be grateful, you have much to celebrate, deep feelings of peace and success, and a contented family life. Personal life, I said family, so maybe it's family too. I think this is just a gentle reminder that even if one's heart truly desires something and that you should be going after it, to remember that you always have a lot to be grateful as well. And the mystics will all teach us, whatever guides the mystics coming, whatever we want to call them, they will all teach us that in order to manifest, we need to start with gratitude. Why? Because if we look around us, and we look at our lives and we start counting our blessings, then we draw more blessings in. But if we look around us and we really want something, and we start looking at what we don't have and the lack and the bad things going on in the world, well, guess what we're going to be drawing more in of? So I'll always start with telling you, go after your dreams. The energies are going to help you. But remember to be grateful for what you've got, because that's how you align your energies with what you want, okay? The Unity card comes up next, which is number 5 in the Major Arcana in the traditional decks. But this deck does read differently, so I'm more inclined to stick with the explanations given with it, because this deck just is very direct. It has very direct messages, and they come through very clearly too. So this is doing the right thing for the right reason, okay? And it's sometimes also about using traditional approaches. So that thing that your heart really wants to achieve, you're going to do it for the right reasons. Possibly you've been doing things in the past because you felt you ought to, because you felt pushed to. Now you're going to do something because you know that is what your heart really, really wants. And you know it's for your own good too, because sometimes we can push for things that are not for our own good. We just want them. It's cool, we're human. But this is doing things for all the right reasons, doing the right thing for the right reasons. Okay, so not only is it good for you, but you're doing it because you want and need to do it. It is important to you, not to anyone else, not to what people think, not to what the global trends are, but what you know is good for you and you want to do it. Then you get the Ace of Spring, which says it's time to take action. So you're really getting a pusher. And like those of you that watch me regularly, especially the weekend readings, will have seen there is a definite trend at the moment to go after a particular dream. And it's been building for a long time. November has an eclipse, right? Sort of later month as well. And eclipses are game changers. So often if one has had a really, really heartfelt wish and you actually haven't acted on it yet, because you're fearful or you're worried or you think people won't approve, whatever the case may be, eclipses can give you a push. And sometimes the readings and the energies will come up to say, take that first step yourself so that you don't get a push, because the pushes sometimes, especially where eclipses are concerned, really, really big pushes. But they're very good, eclipses, at moving stuff out of your life. I think it's 19 November, the eclipse, right? At pushing stuff out of your life that will make room for what you want. Okay. So take that action now. Be fearless and happily pursue your most treasured dreams, amazing career opportunities. So I'm inclined to say there's something that your heart really, really wants is very much about an achievement. And those are the words that came through in the first place, weren't they? Your heart wants to achieve something. It's not about reaching the top of the ladder or, I don't know, the greatest invention, whatever. It's about something that you really would like to do that will be personally for you something of an accomplishment, and you really don't care what anybody else thinks about it. Maybe you do, but it's not important to you. It's not what's going to be the driving force behind this. The driving force behind this is something that in your heart and your gut you know you want to do, and it's time to take action on it. Now, the Lovers comes up. In this particular reading, to me, it doesn't look very much like relationships. It looks more like about that choice. The Lovers is sometimes the choice. This card says true love that is long-lasting, choices made from the heart. So that's the one it is. You make a choice from your heart. So there's a bit of a dichotomy, yeah, obviously, otherwise you would have piled in and done this, whatever it is already, but there's something that is holding you back. And now you make that choice straight from the heart, okay? Which is always the place choices should be made from. Six of Summer. Children or childhood, the return of people or romances from the past, remembering events differently in or better or worse light than they have occurred. Now, in this particular lineup, I would say this card represents something in your past. And that's probably where this, that your heart wants to achieve, it sprang in the past somewhere. That seed was planted in the past somewhere. It's almost a very old hope or something that your heart wanted. It's been around for quite a while. And now it's really, really showing up, because the six of, this is the Six of Cups in other decks, Six of Summer in this deck, is a nostalgic card. In other words, there's something with a very rosy glow to it in the past that you are now wanting to achieve. And sometimes people would denote the Six of Cups as a negative card, as, you know, wanting something that's in the past and you have a more rosy glow. In this particular lineup, I don't see it as that. I see it as something that has been around for quite a while, that got embedded in your mind and in your heart specifically many years ago, and now you are wanting to bring that to life. You get life experience after that, which is a tower moment. I was just talking about eclipses. Eclipses are tower moments, right? But what it does, especially for this card, is letting go of belief systems that no longer work for you. An important life-changing event, a situation that leads to significant opportunity. So whatever occurs, it's showing up in this week's reading. So the rumbling occurs this week, is a reminder to you a note to you, a wake-up call, maybe in a small way, to say to you, this is important. I'm opening doors and channels for you. I'm removing from your life what is stopping or hindering you from going after your heart's choice. Okay? So that's going to play out in so many different ways. I'm reading for such a broad audience at the moment, experience-wise, that to come up with a story for you, there would be many, many different ones. But what I am saying is there's a little bit of a wake-up call this week, and it is about removing obstacles from your path. The wake-up call part is maybe you wouldn't yourself have chosen to remove that obstacle, but it is what is holding you back, so it's going to move on. And it could just be an old belief system. So somebody challenges that belief system full on, and you get to first have that normal reaction when you get challenged, and then you take a step back and say, hang on a moment, why do I believe that? Where did it come from? So something arises this week that does that, okay? But your final card, your tarot card, is the Princess of Summer, and it's a new relationship or an emotional experience, invitations to social events, compassionate friend you can share your concerns with. Now, relationship-wise, when this card comes up, I would say it is not the emotional kind of relationship where it's a love relationship. I would say this is a relationship with somebody who is in your corner, okay? And they now step into your life in some way, and they join you on your journey. And this is just the start of it, because this shows up right at the end of the reading. So it can be that life experience, that someone that has been in your life for a while now shifts out and makes room for somebody new to come in. And that new person is going to bring, it says a compassionate friend you can share your concerns with. So that person brings, and I'm seeing like an anchor. It's funny, the anchor's been coming up quite a bit. They're going to be a kind of an anchor in your life in some way. And it may not even be that it is a personal friend. It can be a professional person that becomes a friend in the end as well. But I hear the word anchor. There's something about them anchoring your life or anchoring something in your life, okay? And you're going to change a belief system, perhaps about that person. Perhaps you had preconceived ideas about that person, and they're showing up now in a very different light because you are seeing things differently. You get to see things differently. Okay, so let's see what relationships have in store this week. Momentous week, I think. Something is coming. Always, actually. I could say that any week. But something is coming. Okay, so let's see what's in store for relationships this week. Right. Okay, that makes sense. It will come up. Okay. All right. Okay. So, release your ex, trust, separation. So I'm sure some of you already know what is written on the cards here. Ha ha. Pun intended. So this is a week where there could be breakups, okay? But I would say that it is along the lines more likely of having to let go of possibly a feeling that you were hanging on to about somebody. And even if you're in an existing relationship and there's just no chance that that's what's happening this week, you're needing to let go of a particular grudge maybe, or hurt or disappointment that you were hanging on to. And if there has been a bit of a separation with your partner, even if they're living in the same house as you, but there's that distance between you, just trust where this is going, okay? The life experience here, which is the card that came up in the tarot, is about learning to let go of the past, okay? The things that serve, funny that Six of Cups, the Six of Water card came up as well. Sometimes that can also be the case. We hang on to over-romanticized images of the past, but we can also hang on to things from the past that were not good. And we just simply don't let them go. And it's understandable because we are wired to protect ourselves. But the time has come to trust that that experience was part of your learning curve, part of your journey. And it's now time to let it go, okay? Or let somebody go. That's the case too. But this is not... Right, the fact that the Tower showed up does tell me you might not have chosen the timing, but it's not an unexpected occurrence for you. And maybe it's just time to let go of an ex that you were hankering over, or an ex that you were hanging on to what they did to you and you feel rejected and disappointed. Trust it was part of life's journey, and there's a specific destination in the universe's mind that it was leading you to, and that was the journey you had to take to get there. So that person, whomever rejected you, whoever left you, whoever rejecting you at the moment and feeling you, making you feel distance from them, it's part of your growth curve, part of you seeing life in another way, experiencing other things, because there is a destination in mind. It's not just a case of getting you hurt and disappointed. There's a journey here, because that's the next card. And then comes that card, chemistry, and then comes past life relationship. So these are goodies. So what this is saying is, because now there is potential, if you trust that that was part of life, that it is part of life, that there was a journey that needed to be walked, now true love can come into your life. So if you have been severely rejected in the past, that energy is about to shift, providing you can let go of it. If you still hang on to it, it's that gap is full. Nothing can move in there. If you let go of it this week, there is now the potential for the romance of a lifetime to move into your life. Amazing chemistry with this person, and they are past life relationship. Let's chat a bit about that, okay? I will always explain the past life relationship. Past life partners, strong connection with them. Also, a bit of baggage. It's a bit of both. That's life, yeah. Bit of this, bit of that. It's got to balance out. But you also have an instant connection with them, okay? But there is a bit of baggage too. Don't worry about that. It's part of the journey. But this person, if they're in your life already, that incredible feeling that you have for them, that real connection, will resurface again. Chemistry may even resurface again. If it was lacking, it might show up again now, okay? But once again, the caveat is providing that you release something that you are hanging on to, whether it's a grudge or a hurt or a disappointment or an old relationship that has gone and gone, done and dusted. It needs to be released this week so that that can move into your life, either in an existing relationship or in a new one. So that's true love, right? Romance of a lifetime. Lots of chemistry, always good to have. Always good to have. And then remember, this is somebody from a past life, right? So you have a deep connection. Why? Because you've walked thousands and thousands of kilometers or miles. Okay, we use kilometers here where I live, or miles together. So you have connections in many ways that you won't even consciously comprehend, and a bit of baggage. But it's cool. The baggage is cool. That's what you're here to have and experience. The only way we grow, only way we have fun. I will always say, if there's not a bit of challenge in relationships, you will die of boredom. Have you ever dated anybody that was just like, he said yes to everything you wanted and was really sweet and really kind? And did you stay with him? I didn't. Okay, we need a bit of fire in relationships. It's actually quite an interesting point there. I'm going to bring that up. In Vedic astrology, they do a compatibility chart, right? So it's very complicated. A Vedic astrologer will need to do it, and they put your two charts together, and then they test on I don't know how many different things, and then they score you. I think it's between 1 and 5. And if you have, so they won't even let you marry in traditional Indian marriages unless those two charts match up nicely, which is not a bad idea. But what people who have researched this have discovered is, if there's a perfect match, by the way, Paul Newman and his wife were a perfect match. So not everything is cast in stone, because him and his wife had an amazing relationship, right? There's no denying that. But many other people who had perfectly matching charts didn't make it, didn't make a go of it. Not in Indian marriages, because they stick with it, because they know that's what was matched for them. But Western people who had perfectly matching charts, many of them did not make it. So they did a bit of research. Why? Because there was no fire in the relationship. Why was there no fire in the relationship? Because there was no conflict. I'm not talking major conflict. I'm just talking that bit of baggage that adds that bit of spark. As humans, we actually need it. And as humans in Western relationships, we do need that little bit of spark. So if you want a completely peaceful relationship, trust me, you don't. You walk away from it in short order. We don't want constant battles either. I'm not saying that's the case, but you do need a little bit of something, a little bit of challenge, and that's what the baggage provides. Normally that comes with a past life relationship. So I was pushed to tell you those stories, obviously relevant to whoever's listening, And I'm going to wish you lots of love and hugs for the week ahead. If you'd like a personal private reading from me, and I do an amazing soulmate reading, you can contact me via my website. I will put that link in the description box below in a moment. We'll speak again soon. Thank you guys for watching, listening, liking, subscribing. I genuinely appreciate it. Hi, Valerie, and bye, Valerie. Our electricity is about to go off in a moment, by the way. We have load shedding here in South Africa. So I do want to close this up before the electricity cuts me off. But hugs and love to you all. Thank you for watching and chatting to me.